Welcome to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. This is another Warcraft Rumble video, guys, and we've got some news about the upcoming events for Halloween, guys. So we're gonna have some limited time events which are actually looking pretty interesting. So I'm gonna walk you through pretty much everything that you need to know in order to kind of like prepare ahead of time. First, I just want to say a big thank you to Blizzard for sponsoring today's video. As you guys may notice, we have 3 days and 5 hours left out of the Ysera event. Now, I've been slacking quite a bit, right? So I haven't really completed every single thing in here, but I managed to get most of the important rewards. Yes, I would definitely love to get a core, the legendary core. So hopefully, I'm gonna be able to do a lot of challenges for the next few days. Now, let me just quickly walk you through everything that you need to know about the upcoming Halloween event. The Halloween event will start on the 16th of October, guys, and it will last all the way to the 5th of November. We're gonna have new minis and tons of different things. So this will be a 3-week long event and will celebrate Hallows End in Warcraft Rumble. Each week, there will be a different feature reward, including an undead kobold skin in week 1, a new dire battling mini in week 2, and the Handless Horseman mini as the spotlight reward in week 3. This will be our first limited time seasonal event on a special map, allowing players to earn new rewards / minis to power them up and complete special challenges to acquire chosen prizes from a branching reward 3. There will be a few unownable minis that will only be playable as part of this event, and in the case of the Headless Horseman, he will only be acquirable and able to be powered up during this event. So we're gonna have quite a bit of work to do during this. It seems like this is going to be more of a limited time troop as well, rather than something that you're gonna be able to acquire later in game. Maybe they will bring this character back in the game during the next Halloween event next year, or maybe in one of the future seasons. But for the moment, you're only going to be able to basically power up the Headless Horseman throughout this event. And as they've mentioned, a few different minis that are only playable throughout the event. So you cannot actually save them for later, if I understood this right. Then we have the Dire Battling, which is a collectible mini inspired by the Dire Bats riding by the undead in a WoW. This 2 gold deploy cost mini will be an undead squad cycle flying unit with a single melee attack. Pretty interesting. So it's kind of like the Harpies, but most likely is going to be way squishier than that. Like all minis, Dire Battling has 3 talent options for players. You have the Soundbite. On hit, the Battling's bite sends out a sonic wave that damages the nearest enemy mini. Then you have the Midnight Skull. On kill, gains stealth, which is actually pretty nice. Then we have the Guano Happens. Periodically drops a pool on the ground that poisons the first enemy mini to touch it. That's not a bad one either, actually. So interesting talents for the Dire Battlings. Then the Headless Horseman is a collectible mini inspired by the Headless Horseman boss from WoW. This is our first truly seasonal mini, and will be a 5 gold deploy cost undead melee DPS focused unit who can occasionally toss poisonous pumpkins at enemies. So it will be pretty expensive to summon the unit at 5 gold cost. Hopefully it's gonna deal impressive damage. Like all minis, Headless Horseman has 3 talents as well. Decapitate. On kill, gains Bloodlust for 5 seconds. Night Watch. Remain at a deploy location, attacking enemies who approach. Definitely not necessarily the best. You can basically make another outpost out of this mini. Then Nay That Experience. At 40% health, heal to 80% health and briefly stun nearby enemies. This is actually interesting. The ability will only have 1 charge. It's safe to assume that most likely he's not going to survive throughout the entire battle. So it's actually a pretty good talent, this one. I'm definitely a fan of the last one. Then, of course, we will have different weekly quest modifiers. On week 1, venture into the Darkshire to defend against spooky bosses. So we're gonna have quite a few different bosses in here. On week 2, Werworgen have infiltrated the lands. So we're gonna have the Bone Bomb, which will be at 1 gold cost, converts affected enemies into stationary skeleton mages and converts them into the player's team, which is actually pretty interesting. Then on my guard, again at 1 gold cost, morphs affected enemies into stationary defenseless pumpkins. After X damage, the minis return to their original form. So this is almost like a polymorph, more or less. Then you have Pumpkin Spice, almost like a latte pumpkin spice at 1 gold cost as well. Grants allies an orange-colored bloodlust. Witching Tree spawns a petrified Onu at a location, allowing the players to deploy minis near it as if it was a tower. That's actually an interesting one. So you're basically going to be able to create your own towers across the map. Then you have the Plague Bomber, a large plague farmer with extra damage and attack speed. The pumpkins apply burn in addition to poison. So double effect right there. Pretty interesting. Then we have week 3 as well. The Headless Horseman is attacking. Defend the town for 5 minutes to repel him. So each day, basically, they'll add limited time minis to help you. Pretty interesting. So it's going to be a bit more funky. Then each week of the event will feature a different reward tree for players to unlock, guys. Among each weekly rewards tree, there will be a unique player avatar and a major reward listed below. In week 1, you're going to be able to get an Undead Cobalt skin. On week 2, you're going to be able to get the Dire Battlings mini. Then on week 3, you're going to get a Headless Horseman mini. So from what I understood so far, if by any chance you're going to have left currency from week 1, right? Then you're going to be able to use it into week 2. So it's not going to transform into arc energy or anything like that. You're going to be able to use it throughout the entire event, right? A 3-week long event. The Dire Battling mini will be available on the grid and Tomes offers in Season 10. So that's something that's not going to disappear. Now, the Horseman will only be available throughout this event, guys. Afterwards, you're not going to be able to get him until he will be re-implemented into the game. So either a future season, either the next Halloween event. Then the challenges, akin to the Cenarian Festival and to the Ysera event, there will be event-wide weekly and daily challenges to earn tickets that are used to redeem prizes. Prizes will range from coins and XP tomes to unlockable player avatars and copies of event minis. So very similar with the previous events. They will have some purchasable bundles as usual, guys. But that's what we have in terms of the Halloween event. It seems to be a pretty interesting one. I'm not sure exactly how to feel about the limited time event mini. But considering that is not something that will disappear forever, I feel like is nothing negative about it because they will introduce this mini in the future. It might be in Season 11, Season 12, or it might be during the next Halloween. But either way, we are going to get this mini back into the game at some point in the future. So I guess it's not really a big problem whatsoever. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and thanks again to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. Peace.